Hello and welcome to everybody on Cloud Fitness. So in today's video of Python series, I am going to cover, the functions and what we can do with the sets in Python in this part 2. So part 1 is already, live. So you can go ahead, watch sets in Python part 1 so that you understand what is set, how do we create set and, multiple functions, how, we can play around with sets. So now, continuing our discussion, I will move to the PyCharm that we have. So this was exactly, the code that we, introduced or that we learned, in our past video. So let me create a new Python file over here and let me name it as set02 because this is the part 2 in sets. So now let me just copy the set from here. So this is the set that we created and we were working on in our first series, and I'm going to use the same set over here. So now we have already seen a lot of functions in our previous video. In this video, let me talk about how we can remove element from the set, right? How we can remove the elements from the set. Now, things are very simple in Python. So it is a very human readable language. So when we talk about, remove, I can simply say set2 dot remove. So the moment I say dot remove, I just have to pass in the element that I want to remove. So let's say I want to remove C from here, right? Now if I do this and I say print, I can use print function to print my set2 after it has been removed, after C has been removed from my set. Now the moment I do it, you will actually see over here, right? Look at the set over here, right? Now check here, do we have C in the output? No, we don't have, right? So this is how we can use remove function or the inbuilt function of remove, to remove elements from the set, right? Now similarly, let me try to show you one more thing about remove over here. So moment I remove C from here, let me say remove 9, not 9, let me say remove 0. Okay, now if you look here, so 0 is actually not present over here, right? So the moment I run remove function on 0, that I want to remove 0 from my set 2, right, it will give me an error. It will give me a key error. Key error basically means that it is not present over here, right? Now in case I am writing a code and I do not want my code to error out if an element is not present in the list, right? In that case, what I can do is, instead of remove function, I can actually use a discard function, right? How I can use discard function? I can simply say set02 dot discard, and inside the discard function, now if I write 0, right, and then I say print my set, let me comment my previous part. And now if I run this, right, you will actually see that although 0 is not present in my set, right, although 0 is not present in my set, still what will happen is I will not get any error. So that is how you can always switch between remove and discard based on whether you want error or whether you want error in case the element is not present or you do not want the error. Now there is another function called as pop, and you already know that we have used pop, earlier in my earlier videos as well for the other data types. So now let me say set2.pop and let me say print my set02. So I hope you understand what is going to happen over here, right? So pop will do nothing, but it will randomly take out an element from my set. It will just pop out an element from my set, right? So the more number of times I run it, it will randomly, it is going to take out an element from my set, right? So that is the whole usage of pop in the set. So how we can remove elements from a set? You can use remove, you can use discard, you can also use pop. Now if you want to completely empty a set, right, so again it is same as your dictionary what we used. So most of the functions are actually very synonymous, right? So if I say set02 dot clear, right, so the moment I use this, what will happen is, and in fact let me do print set02 also. So the moment I do it, everything from my set will get cleared out, and when I'm trying to print my set2, it will be an empty set that gets printed, right? So this is the use of clear function or the clear inbuilt method in the set. So now let me just comment it out and bring my set 0 2 from here to down for the better visibility and the neatness as well. So now I have this set, right? Now let's say I have another set. Let me create another set. Let me say set 0 3 is equal to this, and now let me put elements in my set A, and let me put B, and then let me put 0, let me put 7, let me put 8, right? So now you can see, and in fact let me put C as well, right? And let me put again 1 as well. Okay, so now you can see that we have two sets over here. One set is built using the set constructor. These things we have talked in our previous video on set, and one set I have basically written by creating these curly brackets, right? Now if you see, these are the two sets, right? And if you remember, in the mathematics we have learned about sets, right? We have learned about union in set, right? Now I'm going to show you how union actually works over here, how union will work in this case. So if I want to have a union of these set 2 and set 3, exactly, it is the same mathematical function. So let's see how does this work. So if I say my set 0 2 dot union, and then I say set 0 3, and the output of my union, let's say I put it in my set 4, right? And then I say that I want to print my set 4, right? Now how does this union work? So now if you look over here, right, what has actually happened? So it had got A, which is present in both. It had got B, which is present in both, the output, right? It had got C, which is present in both. Then it had got 1, which is present in both, right? It got 6, which is not present in both. It got 9, which is not present in both. It got 5, which is again not present in both. It got 4, which is not present in both, and it got 0 as well, which is 0 7 and 8, which is again not present in both. So union, what it will do, it will join the two sets such that elements from both the sets come together without any duplicates. So that is the use of union. And similarly, when we talk about union, right, so what I showed you right now on the screen, right, so this is union. In this case we are just doing a union on two sets. Now in case, let's say I have more than two sets to do union, so let me just comment the first part, right? Let me create another set over here. Let me say set 0 4 over here, and then let me say my set 0 4 has an elements like, let's say 1 2, and let's say what else, let's say 9, okay, some random elements. Now how I can union more than two sets, right? That is what I'm going to show you. So here exactly what you can do is, let's say set 0 2, and then you have to use this pipe operator to do a union between set 0 2, set 0 3, and then you can also put a pipe operator and you can say set 0 4, and let me just remove the space, and let me say the name of the variable is set union, right? Now let me try to put this union, print this union. So now you can actually see the output will be nothing but the union of all three. So 2 is present in this new set, which is distinct from the above 2, right? And you can actually see that 2 appears over here as well. So this is how your union works. Now this pipe operator acts as a union operator in case of sets, right? So I hope you understood this. Now just like union operator, right, now just like this union operator, let me just copy it and place it here so that I can comment the previous part. So to discuss the other concepts or the other functions, so when we talk about this union, right, it's not just union, but there are multiple functions or multiple mathematical operations that you can perform, not just the union. So similarly, if you want to get the common values, right, from both the sets, right? So let's say you have 2 sets or you have 3 sets over here. So let me just take 2 sets for now, right? Let me just comment this fourth set. So basically if you have these 2 sets and you want to get the common values from both the set, you can do it by using intersection intersection, right? Now basically you can always use intersection over here just like you have used the union. Now to do that, okay, now there are two things, intersection and intersection update. I'm going to talk about both of them. So let's say you want to do an intersection update, so let's do it and we will actually see how does it happen. So set2 dot, now the moment I type in, you can see it shows me 3 options. In fact, intersection update is disjoint. So all these are set functions actually. So let me use intersection update first, and then inside intersection update let me put my set 03, right? And now let me say print my set 02, right? Now if I try to run it, what will happen? Let's see that. So let me go ahead here and run it. So now if you look here, what has happened over here, my set2 got updated, right? In intersection update, my set2 got updated, the set2, like the first set that you wanted to perform action on, my set2 got updated. Instead of having these values a, b, c, 1, 6, 9, 5, 4, my set got updated. It created set with the values which are actually present in both set 2 and set 3, in both the sets. So if you see, a is common, b is common, and then your c is also common, and 1 is common. So these are the 4 elements which are common, and you got 4 elements within your set 2. Now if I say that I don't want to perform intersection update, I just want to perform intersection. Now how does it work? So let me comment this part out, right? So I have the set 2 and set 3. Let me simply use intersection, right? Now if I use intersection, let me just run it and show it to you. So if you see in intersection update, what happened is, now the moment I did set 2 dot intersection set 3, what actually happened? So nothing happened. I just got nothing happened, because this is just an operation that happened, right? When I said print, so print element is nothing but I'm just printing my set 2. But if I want to assign it to a value, so let's say I assign it to t, right? And I assign it to a particular variable and I print it. So the moment I print my t, what will actually happen? My set 2 will remain same. Nothing will happen to my set 2. So if I say print set 2 as well, right, and similarly you have t. So you can see my set 2 is exactly same as my input. A new variable got created which is nothing but a set, right, whose data type is a set, and that is nothing but intersection. So intersection update will actually be used to update your existing set, but intersection will actually assign, through intersection you can simply assign the common values between the two set to a new set. Both the existing sets on which you are trying to do intersection will remain same. Your set 2 will also remain same, your set 3 will also remain same. So this is actually the use of intersection. Now in case, let's say you have like more than let's say you have more than 3 sets. Now how you can do that? Can you do intersection for more than 3? Yes, you can do that. Let me simply comment this, and let me comment this part as well, so that I can show you how we can work on the 3 sets and use intersection for the 3 sets. So these are all common operations that you might have to do in real time as well. So let's say these are my 3 sets, right? Now if I want to do intersection on all these 3 sets, now how do I do that? Now similar to union, we have an operator. I can simply say my set 02, and I can use this AND operator. Then I can say set 03, and then I can use an AND operator, and then I can say set 04. So like this if I do, right? And let me simply, let's say, assign it to a particular variable. Let's say y is equal to this, and now let me say print y, right? So essentially what will happen is, whatever is common between these 3 will actually be part of my output. So if you see Set 2, set 3 and set 4 has only one in common. It just have one in common, right? Now let me add A also to my set 3. So now you will see the moment I add A to my set 3, what will happen is in the output I will get both 1 and A, because both of these two elements are common across all the three sets. So this is how your intersection also works in your sets. So now let me simply comment this part out, copy it, and we will again go ahead and use another function on the sets. We are also again going to see what other function we can use. So now you can see we have again three sets, sets 2, 0, 2, 0, 3 and 0, 4. Now let's say you do not want to let's say you do not want common elements, right? You only want the difference, right? Let's say you only want the difference between the sets. Now how you can do that? You can do that using symmetric difference, right? So for example, if I say set 0, 2 dot sy, so if I use symmetric difference on set 0, 3, right, then what will happen is, what I've done, symmetric difference is nothing but it is a inbuilt function where you can actually get, now let me assign it to a variable p, where you can actually get the difference between the two sets. Now let me say print p, right, and now simply let me run it. So the moment I ran, so now you can see the difference between the two sets, right? The elements which are not common between the two sets, that is what you got. That is called a symmetric difference. Now, if you want to do an update, right? If you want to do an update on the existing set, so in this symmetric difference, if I say print my set 02, my set 02 will be exactly same as my input. So this is similar to the one which we discussed just now of the between intersection and intersection update. So in my symmetric difference, what happened is my existing two sets does not change, but if I want to change my existing set, right, what I can do is I can simply say set 02 dot symmetric difference update, right, the second option over here, and I can say set 03, and now if I say print set 2, right, what will happen is whatever will be the output of this function, right, symmetric difference, this will get updated in my set 2. So my set 2 will actually contain the value of symmetric difference. So this is the difference between symmetric difference and symmetric difference update as well. So I hope you understood this option very well. Now similarly, in case you want to you have more than three sets, how you can do the symmetric difference? Now let me comment this part out. Now to do that, you just need to do set 02 and then you need to use this caret symbol. This caret symbol is nothing but it is used for showing you the difference. So let me just add all the three sets and set 04. Let me just put in here set 03 and then assign it to a variable, let's say O over here, and then let me say print O. So what will happen is I will get the symmetric difference between the three sets. So if you look here, what is the symmetric difference between the three sets? The symmetric difference between the three sets, it get me 0. So this is how you can actually get the symmetric difference, both using an operator and without using an operator. Right, now similarly, in fact I do have few more functions to talk about, so let me cover those functions in my next video on sets, and do practice all these small functions that we have talked about, because these are really handy when you are actually trying to work in Python. So thank you so much for being till here, and do remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.